Most of you people watching this video will probably remember buying your very first fragrance. Maybe it was a designer one, maybe you went with the classic Sauvage or Paco Rabanne 1 million, Strong With You, just an easy solid choice that will get you compliments. Well, I didn't. I went with quite a rogue choice, and do I regret getting it as my first ever scent? Yeah, I do. I bought this fragrance about 2.5 years ago, and it's pretty much full because I'm not a fan of it. I've hardly used it. It's not for me. My brother really does like this fragrance. And what's the fragrance in question? Well, here we have Jaguar For Men. That was the first fragrance I ever bought 2.5 years ago, and you can see just how full it is, which means I'm really not a huge fan of this fragrance. Now, don't get me wrong, I can see the appeal, I'm just not the target demographic for this. I mean, the presentation's good enough. I only paid about £10 for this fragrance, so I can't really complain, but it's really not for me. To me, this is an old man scent. And you'll see exactly what I mean if you had this or if you've smelt this before. Now, I cannot speak for any other Jaguar fragrances, as this is the only one I own, and for good reason. This is one I would never buy again. I would stay clear of it, I'd avoid it. Is this blind buy safe? Out of the question, no it's not. Usually I will say that last in a video, I'll leave that question for last, but no, right off the bat, this is absolutely not blind buy safe. Do not purchase this if you're not a fan of old man fragrances. So what does this smell like? Let's give it a spray. The atomizer for £10, you know, the atomizer's not bad. Actually, it's pretty good for the price. Yeah, no, that's not it. That is not it. There are actually quite a lot of notes in this fragrance from what I remember. It's very woody, aromatic, woody, spicy. There's some tobacco in the base notes, I believe. A bit of tobacco and leather, much like a Jaguar car. I mean, who do you imagine driving a Jaguar? This bottle probably smells like that person. Well, in essence, they've done that very well, but there are a wide range of notes. Some floral notes in there, some woodiness, a bit of maybe booziness to it, but that's the sort of vibe I'm getting. This is for a pensioner, or at least an older man. Certainly not for me. I'm 21 years old, and as I've said already, this scent is not for me. My brother is 25, and he approves of this fragrance. Not sure why. It's certainly not for our demographic. But for £10, you're getting what you pay for, really. Some woody notes, some floralness in there, some booziness, leather, tobacco, that sort of smell. But I do highly regret buying this. Now, this is going to last me probably forever because I never wear this fragrance. It's pretty much full. I don't remember using it once. Actually, I remember wearing it once to university and it was not complimented. In fact, people were offended by the smell. What also doesn't help is the fact that I probably bought this a little bit too late. I believe I got this around my 19th birthday, so February time, and this is definitely a winter autumn scent, and I was still wearing it as it was going into those hotter months. So in a cramped classroom, this really does not do the job, and that is my own fault. But at the time, you know, I didn't have a clue about fragrances. That was my first ever one. The type of guy to wear this fragrance, picture it, definitely drives a nice Jag, some sort of old XJ, you know, a big beefy engine, not one of the newer Jags. He wouldn't settle for one of those. He'd have an older Jag, 90s or earlier. No 2000s or above, none of that. He'd probably be sat there in a nice room on an armchair, wearing a dressing gown, having a rum, sat by the fireplace in winter. That's the type of guy I can imagine wearing this scent. Thinking of cigarettes and smoking cigars and stuff. There's a little bit of that horrible tobacco smell dried in. I really need to open some windows now because the smell trapped in my room is actually giving me a headache. So overall, what are my opinions on Jaguar For Men? To sum it up, I'm not the target audience for this fragrance. You need to be at least 50 years old or above, in my opinion. It needs to be winter or autumn. You cannot wear this in spring or summer. It's headache inducing. It's way too strong, too powerful of a fragrance to wear this time of year. If we're gonna give this fragrance a rating from 1 to 10, I would give this a 3 out of 10. This has got a nice bottle for the price. Well, I guess that's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this very, very critical review of Jaguar For Men. And please, if you're not convinced by me, please do not blind buy this. Do not blind buy it. It's horrible.